Denmark is about to legally kill a 100-year-old ferry route. Not with lawsuits, not with sabotage, with concrete. 80,000 tons of it, per block. 89 blocks. Sunk one at a time into the bottom of the Baltic Sea. And when the last one goes in, a ferry service that's been running since 1963, with routes going back to the first Baltic rail ferry in 1903, is done. Legally. On schedule. Paid for by the government that's killing it. Welcome to the Fehmarnbelt Tunnel, an 18-kilometer tunnel connecting Denmark and Germany, built to replace the exact ferry route it's about to bankrupt. Some people call it the smartest infrastructure investment in a generation. Other people call it an $8 billion government-funded assassination of a private company, and they've already tried suing to stop it. Spoiler, it didn't work. We're going to look at both sides, and you're going to want to argue about it in the comments. Let's get into it. Every one of these 80,000-ton segments has to be placed within 3 millimeters of its planned position, underwater by cable, 131 feet down. The first one took 14 straight hours to place. 14 hours for one piece, out of 89 total. Fehmarn, the company running this, already admits they're at least 2 years behind schedule. Shocking. Another mega project running late. Keep that number in your head, because it matters for what's coming next. The official budget sits around 7.4 billion euros. Call it $8 billion. Nobody who's watched a single mega project video believes that number stays put. The Burj Khalifa blew past its budget. The Jeddah Tower has burned through its funding without even hitting a third of its planned height. Mega projects do not come in on budget. Ever. So why do we keep believing the first number? I genuinely don't know. Optimism, maybe, or amnesia. Here's the part that turns this into a genuine controversy instead of just an engineering story. This entire project is being financed 100% by Danish government loans. Not EU money, not a shared bill, Danish loans. And it gets paid back exclusively through tolls charged to the drivers and passengers who actually use the tunnel. Not general taxes, tolls. On a route that mostly benefits Germans and Swedes crossing through Danish territory. Denmark is footing the entire $8 billion risk so that other countries' traffic can slowly pay it off over the next few decades. Very generous of them. Is that smart, long-term infrastructure thinking? Or is that one country quietly subsidizing everyone else's commute and hoping the tolls eventually catch up? Tell me where you land. This is where it stops being an abstract budget line and starts having a face. Scandlines is the ferry company currently running boats across this exact stretch of water. Their entire business model disappears the day this tunnel opens. Not shrinks, disappears. They've already been in court over it, arguing that a government-funded competitor built specifically to replace them isn't exactly fair competition. Shocking legal theory, that one. But they're not wrong that it's going to kill them. The only real question is whether that's an acceptable price for progress, or whether a government using public loans to bankrupt a private company is a problem, no matter how good the infrastructure ends up being. And it's not just Scandlines. Every job tied to that ferry route, the crews, the port staff, the local businesses that depend on ferry traffic stopping in town, all of that goes away the same day the tunnel opens. Meanwhile, the Danish taxpayer is the one holding $8 billion of risk if ridership ever comes in lower than projected. Which, if history is any guide, it probably will. History's pretty consistent about that part. If everything goes according to plan, and it almost never does, this tunnel opens sometime after 2031. A 9-minute drive replaces an hour-long ferry ride that depends entirely on weather. Trade improves. Emissions drop because idling ferries burn a lot of fuel. An entire region of Europe gets faster and more reliable. That's the pitch. And honestly, it's a genuinely good one. But somewhere in Denmark right now, a ferry captain is watching his company's future get dredged into a trench in 3-millimeter increments. And a Danish taxpayer is quietly footing an $8 billion bill for traffic that isn't even mostly theirs. Progress always has a name and a face attached to the cost. This time it's a ferry company, and everyone who works for it. So here's the real question, and I actually want you to answer it below. Is it fair to bankrupt an entire private industry with government money because the long-term infrastructure is better for everyone, eventually? Or does better for everyone eventually just mean somebody specific pays for it right now, whether they agreed to or not? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you think I got a number wrong, tell me, because I will absolutely fix it. Thanks for watching.